Receiving schools, here is a reference for today's lesson. The strand, substrand, outcome, topic, materials, and your reference.
Okay, good morning, 8Cs, receiving students and teachers.
Good morning, Miss Firma.
Sit down. Okay, 8Cs and receiving students, can I have you to sit up straight and look up to the front? Okay, 8Cs. Receiving students, in our previous lesson, we had the students who came up to the front and they presented to you information on the information about the United Nations, okay? What the United Nations is, what the United Nations here is, and what are the aims of the United Nations. Now, looks like maybe some of you receiving students didn't get the information, okay, get much of the information. So today's lesson, we're just going to do a follow-up, all right? A follow-up of yesterday's lesson. Okay, class? Okay, for the sake of the receiving students, all right? Okay, let's just look at this, please. All right, I'm going to have some volunteers to come up here to the front and they're going to read out, okay? So, remember, what type of organization are we looking at here? United Nations. All right, international organization, okay? And looking at the international organization, United Nations is one international organization in which Papua New Guinea is a member, okay, of the United Nations. All right? So Papua New Guinea is a member of this international organization. Okay. You recognize the flag, all right, of the United Nations, yes? I'm sure you've seen this flag somewhere, okay? Good, receiving students. Okay, this is the flag of the United Nations. Okay, here you'll find that, okay, this United Nations flag has a map of the what? Only the European countries? No, a map of the world, all right? A map of the world, and here we have these olive branches. Or it says, the world is surrounded by wreath of olive branches. Okay, what does these olive branches? What do they represent? Okay, these olive branches here, they represent peace. Okay, so the United Nations flag, all right, has a map of the world, and the world is surrounded by olive branches, a wreath of olive branches. So these olive branches, they represent peace, all right? Or they symbolize peace, okay? So in case you come across this flag, all right, or you come across the symbol and then you know what, okay, you know what it is or what it means. So what does that mean? That means that this organization is working for peace, okay? Working for peace. So that all countries can have peace. All right. Okay, group 1. Can I have a member from group 1 here to come up here to the front, because your question in your previous lesson was you were to define United Nations, okay? What is United Nations and what were the aims, all right, the aims of the United Nations, all right? So group 1, please, can I have 2 of your members to come up here to the front and tell us defined to the receiving students United Nations and what are the aims of the United Nations? Okay, group 1, quickly, we are waiting for you. Okay, who'd like to help group 1? Or Naomi? Come. Okay, everyone listen, please. Okay, you. Yes, go.
The United Nations is an international council or assembly of nations. The aims of the United Nations are to keep international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among countries, to develop cooperation among countries in solving problems, and to encourage respect for human rights.
Okay, thank you, Naomi. Okay, can I have, sorry, Leka, please, can you come up here to the front and read out this?
United Nations is an organization of nations that works for world peace and security and the betterment of the humanity.
Okay, thank you, Leka. All right, class. 8Cs and receiving students. Okay, just by looking at the symbol or the flag, all right, where the olive branches represent peace. So that means this United Nations is an organization of nations. Actually, it has around 191 members, okay? That 191 members or 191 countries that are members of the United Nations, okay? United Nations has 191 members, okay? So this organization of nations that works for world peace and security and the betterment of the humanity, of the human race, okay? So for example, if there's a war, okay, if a war breaks out, then this organization comes in to help, tries to look for ways to solve the problem or to try to stop the war, okay, or stop this war from occurring, all right? All right, next person to come and read. Emmanuel. All right. Okay, Emmanuel.
Almost all the world's independent countries are members of the United Nations.
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. All right, almost all the world's independent countries are members of the United Nations. So most countries that are independent, all right, they are members of the United Nations. Like I said, there are 191 countries or members of the United Nations, right? All right, Nyakupen, please, can you come and read?
Each member nation sends representatives to UN headquarters in New York City, where they discuss and try to solve problems.
Okay, thank you, Nyakupen. All right. As she's read out, each member nation, okay, sends a representative, okay, to the headquarters, the UN headquarters, which is based in New York City, okay, where all these representatives come together they try to discuss the problems maybe within their countries, okay, and they come together to discuss and try to solve those problems. All right? All right, Stephen, please. Stephen, can you come up here?
What are the aims of the United Nations? To keep the international peace and security, to develop friendly relationships among the countries.
Okay, thank you. In our previous lesson, okay, Group 1 gave you the aims of the United Nations, okay, to keep international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among countries, okay, receiving students. Raymond, can you come up here and read the other aims?
To develop cooperation among countries in solving problems, to encourage respect for human rights.
Okay. Also to develop cooperation among countries in solving problems, and also to encourage respect for human rights. Huh? Okay. Human rights, meaning, okay, what rights do you have as a person? What are your rights? Others should be able to respect those rights that you have or that we have. And also, we didn't only look at the aims, but we looked at the agencies of the United Nations. Agencies like organizations that carry out, okay, the duties or responsibilities of this bigger organization, United Nations. Okay, give me some agencies. Receiving students, please. Eunice.
UNESCO.
Okay, UNESCO. All right, United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural, what? Organization. Okay, yes, UNESCO. Suleng.
The International Monetary Fund.
Okay, the International Monetary Fund, IMF. All right, next one. Eileen.
The World Health Organization. World Health Organization.
Okay, the World Health Organization. One from this side here, this group. Zimalin.
The Food and Agriculture Organization.
Okay, Food and Agriculture Organization.
Economic and Social Council.
Okay, the Economic and Social Council. And last one.
The International Court of Justice.
Pisima, I cannot hear you.
The International Court of Justice.
Okay, International Court of Justice and UNDP, World Bank, and so forth. Okay, so like I said, these agencies, they are part of the United Nations, okay, but they carry out the responsibilities of the bigger umbrella, United Nations. Okay. Okay, so we've looked at this already. And not forget the UNICEF too, okay, UNICEF. What does UNICEF stand for? United Nations International Children's Fund. And who can tell me what does this agency, what is the aim of this agency or this organization? What does it do or what does it promote? Receiving students, UNICEF. Okay, Eunice.
It helps children around the world. The children around the world.
Okay, helps the children around the world. Do you agree with Eunice? Yes. Okay. Receiving students. Okay, it provides aid, okay, to improve the health or nutrition or education, okay, of the children. Or it looks at the children's welfare, all right, internationally. That's why we have Children's Day, World Children's Day. Okay, it looks at how children are important. What are the rights of you as a child? Okay. Okay, 8Cs and receiving students. All right, okay, let's look at the World Bank. Class, can someone tell me what is the aim of this World Bank? The World Bank. Now, I'm sure in the news, on TV, I mean, you've heard about this World Bank, Or maybe in the newspaper you've read something about the World Bank. All right, receiving students, please. Okay, we'll have a few of your answers. Okay, let's have one first from Netizen. Okay, please, you others quiet, listen.
The World Bank lends money for developing projects.
Again, sorry, listen.
The World Bank lends money for developing projects. Lends money for developing projects.
Okay. Hey, you others, did you listen to Netizen? Okay, Netizen said the World Bank, all right, it lends money, okay, lends money to countries so that they can develop or start up projects. Huh? Okay, let's say, for example, Papua New Guinea, our government, we borrow money from where? World Bank. Okay, we make a loan from World Bank, and I don't know how much have we borrowed from the World Bank, but this World Bank, okay, it assists countries all over the world. Okay, it assists countries with finance. If they want to make a loan, they make a loan from the World Bank. Okay, so that it can make a loan so that it can develop projects such as education, health, and so forth, to build roads or services, okay, such as roads, hospitals, and so forth. Hey, HCs, are you listening to me? Yes. You understand what the World Bank does? Yes. Okay, it lends money, all right, to countries so it can assist them in starting up projects or developing projects, or for economical development. All right, HCs and receiving students, please, can I have you to get this question down quickly, and I want you to discuss this question in your groups. Okay, what are some ways in which this organization has helped our country, Papua New Guinea, okay, United Nations? What are some ways in which the United Nations has helped our country? Okay, I'm sure this organization has helped our country in a lot of ways, all right? So if you can quickly, you just go through this question or discuss this question. How has it helped? Have we benefited from this organization? What are the positive effects from becoming a member? We are a member of this organization, but what are some of the ways in which it has helped us? Okay, class, receiving students. Okay, for example, the UNICEF, this organization, has it helped our children, the children of Papua New Guinea? Okay, look at the UNESCO, the World Bank, okay. What else? World Health Organization. Have they helped us, helped our country? In what ways? Okay, I want you to discuss ACEs. I don't want you to sit down and look at each other like you don't know anything at all. It should be in your head, okay? You should be trying to discuss something here. How is this organization, how has it helped us? How has it helped our country? We shouldn't have only one person talking. We should have all of you talking and discussing about this question, or having turns to discuss or talk about this. Okay, like I gave you an example. What about Hope Worldwide? Is that part of United Nations or? Or you watching the news or reading the newspaper? There are any projects that has been started by this organization?
Technical assistance and loans for education, roads, communication. Can you say that?
What's it? Yeah. Okay, it gives technical assistance and loans. Okay, it gives loan. Yeah, of course. That's a way of how it has helped. Like our government is short of money. When our government is short of money, we borrow from them.
Education, roads, sometimes used to be like it came and used to buy a recently how many millions.
You discussed Michael, come on. We should be discussing how has it helped? How has it helped our country? What are some ways in which it has helped our country, this United Nations, this organization? Have we benefited from this? Have we benefited from this organization? Yes or no? Huh? Of course we have. have you discussed? Anderson, what have you discussed? Nothing. Yeah. Like like World Bank, our government sometimes run out of money or they has no money at all. What do we do? They start making loan. They make millions. Or like they loan from the World Bank. They make a loan from the World Bank. Millions, I think millions or billions, who knows. They make a loan from the World Bank and then they get the money. They start up, maybe build bridges or roads or and all that. Okay. So that's one way. Okay, you look at UNICEF, children's, how these programs they make an awareness. Do they? Yeah. Of course. They promote, okay, I mean, respect for the children, respect for children, yeah? Awareness, or not only children, but what about these health organizations on AIDS? Awareness on AIDS and all that. These are some good things that they are doing. All right, HCs and receiving students. Like I said, hey, this organization, all right, has our country benefited from this organization, United Nations, and then it has its agencies that carry out the work of this big organization, United Nations. Okay, what are some of the ways in which our country has benefited? Receiving students, please. You others, please. I'd like you to give me your answers.
It gives technical assistance and loans for education, road, communication, and electricity.
Okay, so that's from the World Bank. All right. Like I said to the others, receiving students, World Bank, when the government has no money, it borrows from the World Bank. Okay, it borrows from there in order to maybe money that it gets, okay, maybe starts up projects or build bridges or roads, whatever, okay? Okay, any other ways, please, ACs? I'm sure there's so many ways. Come on, you're not thinking. The thing is, ACs, you are not thinking. Look at these other agencies like UNICEF, UNDP, UNESCO.
The United Nations Development Program, which gives technical advice and training in social and economic development. In PNG, it has helped agriculture, forestry, and fisheries projects.
Okay, don't forget that we're looking at our country, Papua New Guinea, and how it has helped our country. All right, UNICEF. UNICEF, we said it looks at the children's welfare. Okay, it promotes awareness. It comes up with awareness. So it makes an awareness that children are so special. Okay, children are very important. Okay, that we're not allowed, but not to mistreat children. Okay, respect them as children, their rights. Now, when we have Children's Day, what happens? We have nothing at all. Children's Day. No, there's a program. They come up with this program. Okay, World Health Organization, importance of keeping healthy. Yeah. Okay, World Health Organization, they come up with all sorts of programs, all right? Or they come up with an awareness on main important things, okay, within our country. Now, HCs, some of you are not thinking. That's why you are all over the place. Hey, are you listening to me, HCs? Some of you are not using your heads. You're not thinking. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, HCs, for your homework, I want you to cut out any articles, okay? Cut out any articles of the United Nations, how it has assisted, okay, how it has, it's providing assistance to our country, okay, maybe for example, agriculture, okay, agriculture or education, any of these areas in which this organization has helped our country. So what you do, you go back home, receiving students and HCs, I want you to cut out articles from the newspaper or magazines concerning United Nations and how it has helped our country out, right? HCs and receiving students, you know what to do? For your homework, again, cut out any articles from the newspaper to do with United Nations and how it has helped, okay? I'm giving you 5 marks, HCs and receiving students. If your teacher wants to give you marks, that's okay. But you HCs, make sure that you come back with your articles. All right. Articles on United Nations or any of the agencies, how it has helped, okay, or any sign of it helping our country or the people. All right, class, HCs and receiving students, you understand what I just told you? To conclude this lesson, class, Thomas, can you tell us what is United Nations? You others, quiet, please.
United Nations is an organization that works for world peace and security.
Again, Thomas.
United Nations is an organization that works for world peace and security.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. All right. United Nations is an international organization of nations that works for world peace and security and the betterment of the humanity. Okay? All right. And on the flag, what do we have on the flag of the United Nations? Paulus, please, on the flag, what do we have on the flag of the United Nations?
The world map and surrounded by the olive branches.
And
the olive branches represents peace.
Okay, thank you. So on the flag, we have the world map and the wreath of olive branches around the world map. So the wreath of olive branches, they represent world peace. Okay, thank you, HCs and receiving students. And our keyword still on United Nations. Okay, thank you, HCs, receiving students and teachers for listening.
You're welcome, Miss Irma, and thank you for your lesson.
Teachers, here is your reference for the next lesson. Your strand, substrand, outcome, the topic, materials, and your reference.